Matt, thanks. Now to the latest on George Zimmerman, the Florida man charged with second-degree murder in the shooting death of 17-year-old Trayvon Martin. This morning, Zimmerman's defense team released new documents related to the investigation. NBC's Kerry Sanders has the latest now from Sanford, Florida. Kerry, good morning.
Well, good morning. And George Zimmerman, charged with second-degree murder, remains in a solitary cell here at the Seminole County Jail. As you know, there has been a gradual release of information in this case, most of it released so far by state prosecutors. Now, the defense is releasing some of the information that was gathered in those initial days of the shooting death of Trayvon Martin, including interviews with George Zimmerman, accused of the second-degree murder. There are audio interviews, written statements, and there is an interview with a specialist from the police department, which was recorded on video as well, by an expert who is doing what's called a computer voice stress analysis.
I didn't have my phone in the pocket that I thought I had it in. I had it in my jacket pocket, and I reached for my pocket, and I was looking for my phone, and he just punched me in the nose. And I fell backwards to the side. Somehow I ended up on my back. He ended up on top of me, and he just kept punching my face and my head, and I was screaming for help. And he told me, "Shut the f*** up." I kept yelling for help, and I got a little bit of leverage, and I started to sit up, and then he took my head and slammed it into the concrete several times.
The interview with the computer voice stress analysis lasts 1 hour and 11 minutes. Now, after he talks about the fight that took place, then he talks about the shooting and how George Zimmerman was reaching or showing that he had a gun in his waistband.
Like, sat up and looked and said, "You're gonna die tonight." And I felt him take one hand off my mouth and slide it down my chest. And I just pinched his arm, and I grabbed my gun, and I aimed it at him and fired one shot. He kind of sat back and said, "You got me," or you got me, you got it, something like that. And I thought he was saying that he heard the shot and that he was giving up.
George Zimmerman said he later discovered that Trayvon Martin took that one shot to the chest and died right there. Police officers, according to his statement, showed up very shortly thereafter, had him put his hands on top of his head, still with the gun tucked now back into the side waistband there. They took him into custody, took him in handcuffs, and this interview that we just saw was recorded almost 24 hours to the moment that Trayvon Martin was shot and killed. The release of this information is a lot more than just that, but this is the essence of George Zimmerman's story, finally, and hearing it directly from his words and not filtered through any other source.
All right, well, Kerry Sanders, thank you so much for giving us this breaking story this morning. Thanks.